It's week 3 in the Big 12, and that means it's time to make money. Here are the best bets to put cash in your pocket. This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day. Today, there is one thing that we are talking about. I got money on my mind and my mind on the money. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel, where I give you my top 5 betting picks this week in the Big 12 Conference. Without further ado, let's hit it. Oh, wait. If you hit subscribe, I get to keep my job. Number 1, Kansas -7 against UNLV. Drake, Kansas just lost to Illinois. They got embarrassed. There's no way that's in a game that becomes not just a shootout, but in a game that becomes personal for Kansas to air out some grievances, in a rematch of a bowl matchup last year where Kansas had nothing but offense, in a game where ESPN's matchup predictor has Kansas at a 73% chance to win, I am going with the Jayhawks this week against UNLV. 10 points. They will win this game by 10 points. Is that a lot? More than 7? No, but it's more than 7 and we cover. According to College Football Insiders, powered by CFB Graphs, Kansas should win this game by a score of 38-25. That is 13 points. I have 6 points of leeway. Kansas -7 is my first lock of the week. Then I'm going West Virginia at Pitt -2. I really like West Virginia in this spot because, similar to Kansas, they need to air out grievances, but from a couple of weeks ago. They want to prove to the country that West Virginia is legit and should not be overlooked in the Big 12 this season. Again, according to our friends over at College Football Insiders and CFB Graphs, West Virginia should be favored in this game by 7 points overall. They project a final score of West Virginia 32, Pitt 24. That's 8 points, but it's 7 points. You break down that they have like 24.4 and 31.65. You get it. West Virginia, my second lock of the week. If you want to take 2 locks, take Kansas -7, West Virginia -2 at Pitt. That's Kansas to win by 7 and West Virginia to win by 2. Now, UCF TCU. I have told you I believe that UCF will win this game. What I will likely do myself, because I am an avid sports wagerer over with our friends at FanDuel, I will take the UCF money line. If you are going to ask College Football Insiders, they would tell you that TCU should win this game by a final score of 30-27. The Horned Frogs should be favored by about 3 points. I have not seen KJ Jefferson's arm be elite. I have not seen the weapons around Josh Hoover give me enough to go with TCU. And honestly, it's the run offense of UCF that put up 450 yards in week 1 that gives me so much confidence in this team. They're also 10th in the country on 3rd and 4th down success. That is tough. When you have a team that runs the ball really well and is great on 3rd and 4th down, I don't think that I can trust TCU. Now, they're 33rd against the rush in the country, but UCF has the second best EPA rush in America. Give me UCF to win on the road. Running game travels. BYU at Wyoming, over 40.5 in this game. Did you watch BYU against the Southern Illinois Salukis? I think when they're playing a team of the quality of Wyoming, who allowed 48 points earlier this season to Arizona State, what you're going to get is a much improved BYU offense that is airing out grievances. Jake Retzloff, let's open the playbook up a bit. Let's give him the opportunity to throw the football. We watched him do it so well against SIU. He's going to have to do it again for BYU to win at Wyoming. Do I think they'll win? Yes. Do I think BYU covers 10, 11, 12? It's climbing across basically all books? No. That said, in a 28-25 win, in a 28, like right now, our friends at College Football Insiders have BYU 28. Wyoming 24. That's around where I think this game's going to end up, and that is far more than 40 points. We have about a 12-point leeway if you ask those experts. So far, I'm betting with them on 3 of our 4 picks we've gone through so far: Kansas, West Virginia, BYU. The only one I'm going to teeter a bit is that UCF game where I think the run offense does give them leverage against TCU on the road, and the UCF gets the win, likely by 2. However, the money line is perfectly good. So we have Kansas -7, West Virginia -2. UCF -2, Wyoming, BYU over 40.5. And then give me something that I swore as a viable, smart, savvy bettor I would never do. And that is take an over at 60 points or more. But I'm going to do it. Arizona travels to Kansas State. And when I say electric offenses, I mean electric offenses. What did we notice out of Arizona in week 1? Defense, not great. They were much improved against Northern Arizona. I will give you that. However, I can't. The only game that I saw them play an FBS opponent, I can't get over the fact that their defense was pretty horrendous. What was a win for Noah Fafita and T-Mac and company was great. However, when you're winning and allowing an absurd amount of 39 points to New Mexico, I can't trust your defense, even if you only allowed 10 to Northern Arizona. Kansas State last week against Tulane. The passing defense was pretty bad. I told you I used the word elite for Kansas State defensively when it came to, they were situationally elite. Sounds like a cop-out, right? Kind of is. They allowed 342 yards through the air. And this week they're not playing Tulane's quarterback, who was their scout team quarterback and is now their starter. They're playing Noah Fafita and Tet McMillan. 60 points is not enough in this game. Give me Arizona, Kansas State to hit the over. The projection of this game from CFB Insiders is 30-30. They got it at a tie. So maybe what you could do is take Kansas State. No, other way. Arizona +7, maybe. I'm going to lay off of that. I'm going to take the over at 60. I do think that if it's 31-30, we hit. That point separates us. I think this game becomes a shootout based on how I've seen the two defenses play against basically the only competent teams that they've faced. That will be the case. I love both offenses. They're very good. I have a lot of questions about both defenses. That typically equates to the over. I think it does on a Friday night, a warm Friday night in Manhattan, where you look around and you go, sweet. These two teams are juiced up to open Big 12 play in a game that doesn't count for Big 12 play. That is just not a Big 12 game. It's a non-conference game. And they go over 60. 35-27, 35-28. Kansas State wins. In my book, I think Kansas State does win this game. But in the end, all I'm worried about is that big number, those points, and going over. So my picks are Kansas -7 against UNLV. Pitt, West Virginia. Give me the Mountaineers -2 against the Panthers. UCF at TCU. I'm going Knights -2 or the money line. BYU at Wyoming over 40.5. I love that one. It's such a lock. I love that pick. Arizona at Kansas State over 60.5 points. You go to FanDuel today, and FanDuel will hook you up with the best. That's right, the best sportsbook in America. You've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Well, we have something a little different for you. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then with the YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account, a current form of payment. You can cancel anytime. If that's not enough, be sure to check out FanDuel's Profit Boost in the app. They double your winnings for all Sunday, September 15th pregame moneyline bets. Profit Boost will be live starting Thursday, September 12th. View your account page now to learn more about your boost. Visit FanDuel.com. Download America's #1 sportsbook. That's FanDuel.com. Visit them today. There are your top 5 picks in the Big 12 this week. Let's beat the books. You don't like your bookie. I know you don't. I know you want to beat them. I know you want to win money, and I want you to win money, and I want you to win money betting on the Big 12 Conference. It makes it even more fun to watch that football on Saturdays. Best of luck to you tonight. If you're watching this on Thursday morning, you will get the Big 12 squad. We'll break down all things in the Big 12 Conference with all of the Locked On Big 12 family of hosts. Then tomorrow, we'll give you final predictions and a recap of tonight's game, Arizona State and Texas State. Leaning Bobcats. Sadly, leaning Bobcats. Hopefully, Arizona State surprises myself and everybody else. It would be a mild upset. I think they're favored by 2. Though it wouldn't even be an upset if they won. Hopefully, they do, but Texas State's dangerous. We'll recap that tomorrow right here on Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.